Freya Murray has now a decisive lead over Jo Pavey, one of the great athletes, Jo Pavey, over many, many years, and I'm sure she's going to continue to be so. But her first race back in 18 months, I think this is a very promising return for Jo Pavey. But what an impressive performance so far. As we look in third place, Benita Willis from Australia. And again, can we see the first Irish athlete who'll win the Irish title today? That's Linda Byrne in fourth place. She is leading in the Irish Championship, but leading in the Great Island Run is Freya Murray from Scotland.
Well, I think we're putting into perspective Jo Pavey's performance. The first competitive race in 18 months, and she dominated for so long, and she's going to finish on the podium. While in the men's event, it's Fagan, and then Gary Thornton, Joe Sweeney. We've lost Alan O'Shea, who's dropped off into fifth place. You can just see him there, the smaller figure in the blue cap, but still moving strongly is Gary Thornton alongside Martin Fagan. Then the tall figure of Joe Sweeney, number 32, and Andrew Ledwith appears to have a stitch.
And he's slowing down now, feeling his rib cage there. It's an awful feeling when you're running well to suddenly be beset by a stitch, but he's relaxing a bit now, which is what you've got to do. And Martin Fagan, he's racing the boys. He wants to show them his journey, even though he's been struggling because of his journey. He says he's been on the road a long time. He doesn't have much sleep, but he's here. He wants to be the first Irishman to win the Great Island Run. Well, he's got company. Gary Thornton running powerfully, the Galway athlete. Right next to him, the more renowned international athlete in every sense, Martin Fagan, and just behind them, Joe Sweeney from Dublin, who's running strongly there in third place. So now the three of them together.
Freya Murray in front, coming home with the SPAR Great Island Run.
Freya Murray looking compact and controlled. Her form is holding together. She's obviously running well. She's got some yards over Jo Pavey, but Jo Pavey will be working at it now. Joe's going to not win this race today, but she wants to go away with an encouraging performance. Well, certainly she's done that. He's running aggressively now. He's in his element. He just wanted to get the jet lag out of his legs. He hasn't slept much. He hasn't been able to get himself focused on this race because everything's been changing. He was looking for some strong international competition, but athletes of the caliber of Victor Rothland, the European and World Championship medalist, Rui Silva, Barnabas Bene, Tom Humphries from Great Britain, all of those athletes eventually had to leave the airports where they were waiting for planes to take off and weren't able to get here. But he got here with difficulty, and he's having less difficulty in this race than he had to get here. So he was actually on the last plane that arrived in Dublin yesterday. He looks like he's going to be the first man to finish the race in Dublin today. But Martin Fagan, the man who broke John Tracy's Irish half marathon record, just under 61 minutes, which is a phenomenal, a truly world-class performance. And I'm sure this young man is going to demonstrate over the next few years that he really is a world-class distance runner. We've had them over the years in Ireland. We need another great distance runner from Ireland, and this man is, to me, he's going to be the next great distance runner from this country. He's the man who's going to win medals at international competitions. He needs to stay free of injury. He needs to get a few breaks, but he's getting more confident. He's getting stronger. He's in a great training group in Arizona where he trains at altitude all the time. He's got 3 kilometers to go, and he's looking good. Freya Murray has run a terrific race.
She was very confident and approachable before the race. She was here to enjoy herself and enjoy her running, and she certainly looks like that is the case. And coming home to join a distinguished cast of winners of this event: Paula Radcliffe, of course, Sonia O'Sullivan in 03, Katharina McKiernan in 04, Amy Rudolph in 05. Top-class international athletes, and to that roll of honour is going to be added the name of Freya Murray. Been a terrific run by her to cover the break made by Jo Pavey, to stay with her, to keep focused, and then to attack at what has proven to be the decisive moment to build this winning lead, to come home, and she'll come home to the acclaim of the crowd at the finish line, because it's been a great run.
Great run, and she's powering on. She's working hard. She wants a good time out of it now. She's run far enough. She was telling us earlier, this is only her third 10,000 meter run. Third time she's run 10,000 meters on the road. She's been successful winning the Great Yorkshire Run. Here she is now in the SPAR Great Island Run. 400 meters to go for Freya Murray. Time of 31:16, so it's going to be a really quick time. It really is going to be a time that people stand up and look at. And also now, just coming through, 400 meters to go, is Jo Pavey. A terrific return to form by Jo Pavey. She'll be disappointed at this moment because she's not winning it, but she'll be absolutely delighted when she analyzes what she's done. She's keeping going, she's keeping working hard. Freya Murray getting applause from the side as she sees the 200 meter to go sign up there, almost relaxing, almost a smile on her face, and there she is, excelling herself in the Phoenix Park.
I think it's actually breaking into a smile. She can't believe how well she's run. It's been a great day out for Freya Murray. She's delighted with herself and what she's been able to achieve here, and she's powering on towards the line. Just over 32 minutes to complete the victory in the 2010 SPAR Great Ireland Run. Freya Murray, those arms still pumping. She's strong, she's compact, and she's a terrific winner of this event. Jo Pavey, who set out the pace, has proven to herself it's still all there for her. But here's our winner from Scotland, 2010 SPAR Great Ireland Run, won by Freya Murray. Terrific performance. In second place, having cut out the pace, it'll be Jo Pavey. Jo coming up to cross that line and take second place. I'm sure delighted with herself.
This is the man who's carrying a lot of Irish hopes, and that's a big pressure point. He does realise it, but he does want to be part of the history of Irish distance running. We spoke to him about that in the last couple of days. And in second place, Gary Thornton running a strong race. They've had good runners from Galway over the years, and this is another one.
Galway roots yourself, Brendan. Loughrea, yes. Well, this event began 10 years ago, but it's come on in leaps and bounds since then, and now has its regular home in the Phoenix Park. Here's the leader, Martin Fagan. And a decent enough dice for second place. Gary Thornton is holding on, but Ledwith had put himself back in contention. But Martin Fagan out in front is looking strong, relaxed, composed. An impressive performance. This event never, as we've been saying, has it had an Irish winner. But the quality of this man, even in a field that's been denuded of international competition because of the circumstances of travel today, it's still a very high quality performance and can't take anything away from what Martin Fagan is achieving here. There is quality in the field. There's another man who's quality, Gary Thornton in second place.
Martin Fagan working his way through the field here, catching some of the women who've entered in the National 10K Championships. On the outside there, running quickly, running powerfully, demonstrating his ability. Well, he's got some big races coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to see him in Manchester in May, where he's going to take on the great Haile Gebrselassie over 10,000 meters. But this is a good start for him.
And here's Benita Willis coming in third place in the women's event, behind Freya Murray and Jo Pavey, as she held on grimly to take that third place. And she completes the 1-2-3. And in fourth place, it will be Linda Byrne. Here she comes to win the Irish National 10K Championship. Linda Byrne finishing fourth in the SPAR Great Ireland Run, but run simultaneously is the Irish 10-kilometer championship, and that is in the possession now of Linda Byrne. Martin Fagan on his way to becoming the first Irishman to win this event in its 10 years. The SPAR Great Ireland Run with Martin Fagan from Mullingar, US based in Arizona, but Mullingar athlete is heading for the line now, having dominated the race from the start. And in second place, holding on grimly with a battle on his hands, Gary Thornton, with Andrew Ledwith in third. Fagan looking very, very impressive for a man who didn't have the happiest of journeys here, and is fortunate indeed to be here, having landed on the last aircraft to reach Dublin Airport before it closed again.
I'll tell you what, it's one of those things though. This is the story he'll tell when he's an old man. He'll tell about the time when all the volcano was going off Nobody was able to get here. Nobody was able to land in Dublin Airport. He got in the last. It'll be one of those stories that gets better in the telling. But you've got to say, terrific performance by Martin Fagan. And I think he might have won this race, even if those athletes who I named earlier had been here. He looks really good today. He hasn't been tested. He's going to run a pretty strong time, and he hasn't been chasing that time all the way. So I think the second half of this race, when we look at the stats, we get the formula back, I think we'll have seen a very impressive second 5K by Martin Fagan. And I think this stands him in very, very good stead for the upcoming races that he's got. But well done to Martin Fagan. We wanted an Irish winner. We wanted the first Irish winner. We've had the great Sonia O'Sullivan and Katrina McKiernan winning the women's race in recent years. 200 metres to go. He looks great.
Running smoothly towards the finishing line, Martin Fagan. A big summer coming up after those races that you talk about, Brendan. He's got the Barcelona destination in his sights, the European Championships. This is the kind of form that Irish athletics wants to see its top runners in. It's seeing Martin Fagan in the best of shape as this year begins. A big athletic year. Look at the time, 29:07, 29:08. He's going to be delighted with that. The smile tells it all. Martin Fagan wins the SPAR Great Ireland Run of 2010, the first Irishman to do so. Irish national 10K champion into the bargain, and a big 2010 begins for Martin Fagan in the best of fashion. Second place, a great strong finish too for Gary Thornton, the Galway City Harriers. And that's a wonderful performance by him too, in a fast race, pace set by Fagan. And Andrew Ledwith coming in third place to complete the Irish 1-2-3. Ledwith having recovered from an early stage.